Hey guys, it's ViewMasters Reactions, and we're back with Season 2, Episode 4, Heartstopper. Last we saw, we got Promise, and we had a promise to Tori, Charlie's sister. I guess that was the main promise, or at least the most recent one I remember, because it was towards the end. Nick promised her, I won't lose track of Charlie, I'll make sure he's alright. He loses Charlie. Then he promises that he'll find Charlie. And then Charlie ends up finding him. Nick runs into all the rugby friends, and 3 out of the 4, the 4th being Harry, seem to already know what is going on. I bet you Harry has an idea if he doesn't already know what's going on. I feel like most of the people have an idea. I don't know if they care enough to let it bother them because they're not like involved in Nick's life, or they just aren't saying anything because it hasn't been brought to the forefront. But Nick at some point's got to bring it up and deal with it. At the end of the episode, though, Charlie's basically saying, well, not basically, he's flat out saying, let's sideline the whole coming out thing. It's too stressful. It looked like Nick was having a panic attack or something. The mom was very thankful. The brother is an asshole, to put it lightly. And Nick has a lot of stress going on between school and everything. They were both struggling. Nick seemed like he was doing all right in the beginning of the last episode, but then towards the end, he was struggling. But then in the end of the last episode, it seemed like they were cracking down, studying together. They succeeded. They all ran out, and that one kid was like, freedom, and we're going to Paris. So they gave the instructions on all that. Something happened with Darcy. I don't know if I missed something or what, but Tara at one point was like, where's Darcy? Darcy didn't show up to the bonfire. I don't know what happened with her. I don't know if she was getting shook by the whole accidental I love you thing that Tara did, because at one point they were talking, and they were talking all quick and not thinking what they were saying, and Tara slipped up and said I love you. Whether she does or not, I don't know. I feel like she might love Darcy at this point because they've been together for a bit, but I don't know if that scared Darcy or something. But Darcy, I feel like, wasn't seen of at the end, at least not at the bonfire. While all that was going on, Tori, the sister, was obviously being protective, like I said, and Nick, I guess, made good on it, even though Charlie found him. Charlie ran in, pushed Harry, was like, get off of him, and did like a Mortal Kombat. Even though Harry was just being typical Harry, he wasn't going too far yet, but he probably would have. But the rest of the rugby guys were sitting there, and Nick was about to tell them. And then when Harry came up, it looked like he was about to tell them. And then Charlie ran in and did his thing. I almost feel like he prevented Nick from saying something, but I don't know if Nick still would have, and I don't know if he should have at that moment. It was a little chaotic. So regardless, the bonfire was great. We had a whole little thing. I mean, that part wasn't, but before that and after that, it ended all right. Not so much for Tao and Elle either, though, because Tao cut his hair. They went on the date. He gave her the date of her dreams, and she was like, this isn't Tao. And Tao, I get it, was being a little over the top, but still, it's your first date, so let him be over the top. Correct it later. And then Tao didn't help things by freaking out about Naomi and Felix being at the bonfire. He should have cooperated and just like made friends. Be friends with the person who you are crushing on's friends. That's the best way to get into their good graces. Don't attack the idea of new friends and be like, I don't like these new people. What's this all about? Not that he said that specifically, but he should just like, go with the flow. He was the rest of the day. He messed up at the end. And Elle snapped. Elle is on very fragile ground, like walking on eggshells, and she doesn't know what to do either. So let's just jump in, because there's a bunch of different things going on every which way, and apparently Netflix wants me to start. You guys want to see more of what I do, full unedited episodes, all the shows on the channel. In the description of every video is a link for Patreon. You'll see all these in full, all of Season 1, Peaky Blinders, Doctor Who, Person of Interest, My Little Pony, Adventure Time, Legend of Korra, hundreds of movies and shows, all in full unedited. Check in the description for the link for Patreon. If not, Season 2, Episode 4, Heartstopper, midway episode.
Yeah. Probably shouldn't sit next to each other on the coach. It could be fun.
What?
Being a secret again.
We're a secret again.
But I bet you can't last 2 days without kissing me.
Hello, you two.
I'm sorry, but nowadays you have to have like a 7
And
step
Ben is
sequence.
behind
So,
Imogen.
if I-
Ben's dumb face.
Okay, everyone, can I have some quiet?
Quiet!
Is everyone ready to leave for Paris?
Tao, Elle, Nick, and Charlie. The challenge. Well, the challenge is,
really weird
can you
question.
go 2 days without kissing?
Yeah.
That's what Charlie said, so I guess we already
Before
know.
you and Nick, how did you know that you liked him in that way?
Isaac and James got a thing going
Always
on.
wanted to be around him, and I literally could not stop thinking about kissing him.
Isaac's like, aha. James, we already know, has a thing for it. Isaac just has to decide when he wants things to go.
So the bus goes
On the train.
on the train?
Yeah. Okay. Bye.
We got Nick. Nick over
What
here
the hell was that?
speaking other language. Nick's
never
dad's
seen
in
it.
Paris. And Nick speaks French. Tao looks so grown up and different with the short hair.
You know,
All right, we're talking about the
you didn't
love
say
slip.
back.
You know, I still think we should be Princess Peach and Mario. And my reasoning for this is,
Princess Peach and Mario. I think that's amazing. These dudes know your situation. I think you could share a bed.
Thought you'd find it awkward sharing with Nick. Just standing next to her makes me feel like I'm being electrocuted.
All right, we got our 4 dudes and our
We're in
4
Paris.
girls. Mr. Jai is definitely getting nervous around this dude. The challenge was 2 days. It isn't even a day yet. Oh, he's thinking of Al because he knows she loves that.
let me see it.
Aw, see, Al thought that was cute. She liked it. Good. That worked. You better not kiss him.
Okay.
You'll already break the challenge.
I can't wait.
Charlie, you're baiting him. Oh,
Charlie! You two coming up? Oh, you're being gay. Good job.
Darcy just saved Nick the
Do we
bet.
ever get to kiss without people walking in on us?
Nick should have lost. Nick was that close. The only reason Nick is still in the running is because of Darcy. Well,
The Musée de Montmartre.
that's my
That's
favorite. The
museum
de
for everyone on
Ron-
this trip who doesn't even take French.
All right, Isaac's like, hey, James, get your ass
some white
over
trenches in
here.
it.
Could we all beat Ben as an event?
We probably shouldn't drink alcohol.
But let's do it.
I need a croissant then.
I love it. We got our crew of 8 plus James
I
now.
don't know. I think
Wait.
museums are kind of boring.
We can meet you in a couple of hours.
Just us?
There we go. All right, look at that. And Elle agreed. I love it.
It's nice that we get a chance to hang out outside the library for once.
Est-ce que je pourrais avoir double de glace au chocolat s'il vous plaît?
Oui, bien sûr.
Look at Nick over here. Nick should automatically just pass for
Since
being
when
so
could you
fluent.
speak French?
My dad's French.
Since when?
His birth?
He decided. I don't
I would
think
think
any of
doing
us
Nick-
knew it. I don't recall that coming up.
Pretty good.
Takes time,
Yeah, I feel like.
ages for me to even feel comfortable calling myself a lesbian.
I mean,
Yeah,
Darcy
all
was
that
the
matters.
perfect thing for Tara.
You and Nick will get to that point. I said I love you to her last week. And
I love that Tara and
she didn't say it back.
Charlie are having this kind of talk still. What is that building behind them? I've definitely seen that building a
Jonesy,
bazillion times too.
They're out of mint chocolate chips, so I had to get a strawberry.
Chocolate? Not bubble gum?
Oh, you're a good influence on me.
There's a lot going on with that thing. We got like heart sprinkles.
We don't have to talk about it.
We should talk about it.
I'm happy you're making new friends, but I just get in my head about being left behind and alone.
I don't want to stop being friends. Shall we
Friends forever.
go look at some art now?
How did it go? Fine. We're totally back to normal.
It was fun.
Ben
We'll go to the museum.
already looks like he's. Ooh. Look at Ben.
Oh. Ben's being so boring.
Every kind of douche move he can do.
Feel free. Let's go together then. Come on.
Yay, thanks guys. You guys are more fun. I think being honest is better than living with regret.
See, he's being goofy Tao. They went very long on that joke. I thought it was gonna like come to an end and I was gonna talk. They are having an all-out feast and it looks delicious. We got some snails.
Here you go. We're in France.
I've never had
Be
it.
done.
How's your first day in Paris?
Is
Interesting
Ben
how my day
trying
was
to be
then.
nice?
But instead, you've got some sort of obsession with Charlie.
Oh my god.
All I know is you're a terrible boyfriend. You're not mature, and clearly you have some issues that you need to resolve before you're ready to be in a relationship.
If you don't want to be with me anymore, that's fine.
But don't do it at
You
dinner.
don't have to be such a bitch about it.
I love that Image is doing it. She calls him out at dinner, their center table. They took all the pressure off of Nick now, but now Nick is feeling all sorts of weird.
I don't know, maybe I shouldn't have done that in front of everyone.
I thought it was great.
I think it was one of the coolest things I've ever
Yeah.
seen, so...
Did you and Ben ever?
Please say it. Please say it. Yes, be honest.
It doesn't matter.
If someone asks
Not
you,
so sure
did you
about
make
that.
out with them? You immediately go, what? No. You wouldn't go,
Did I maybe have a hug?
I don't even feel the least bit bad because Ben just feels like pure evil. I'm worried about what he might do now, because now he kind of, I don't know, he might out everybody.
How'd it go with Elle today?
I like that Nick acts like he cares, and I believe he does.
For a bit. She's gone through so much shit.
Isaac Reed
Like,
in the back.
I was her friend when she came out as trans, and that was not a fun time for her.
I think you're pretty cool too.
Yeah, Tao's
And
very
interesting.
down on himself.
But not beautiful.
You're a good-looking guy, if that's what you're worried about. You're funny. You're into weird indie films that I probably wouldn't understand.
Isaac, you coming?
Yeah, sure.
That was a nice little sit down. I believe Nick really does feel that way too. I believe he really want Tao to be happy. So he's posting photos with Shop. See? That's stuff that would get people talking.
Photo of me on Instagram.
If anything, people are going to be like, damn, this Charlie guy is involved in a lot of stuff. They still got the challenge over here. So I thought Nick was about to lose again, but no respect for the bet. Or you just don't care. What kind of challenge is this? When I'm dating a girl for like the first half a year, I brush my teeth like 10 times a day. What are you doing, sir?
We should stop. We're gonna get caught.
Yeah, Nick. It looked like he was doing a full-on hickey for like 30 seconds.
I think you lost the challenge.
Well, in Nick's mind, he probably won. But Nick is a horrible challenge meter, whatever that means. It's cute and everything. But Nick has very bad self-control when Charlie's around. I guess that's the point. And here's Charlie brushing his teeth again. But I don't blame you, sir. Nick is constantly attacking you. Brush those teeth. See, look at, what did you think? What did you think? All right, guys, that's it for Season 2, Episode 4, Heartstopper. What did they think was going to happen? Nick is literally laying on Charlie's neck, and I'm like, is he falling asleep or is he sucking on his neck? He appears to be either lightly kissing him, or I almost thought he even passed out. Like maybe they had a really long, rough day and everything is like good at the end and they're together. And I thought maybe he passed out, but I'm like, I'm pretty sure he's sucking on his neck. Did he not think he was going to form a giant hickey on Charlie's neck? So Charlie wakes up, brushing his teeth, giant hickey. So now Nick just posted a picture saying me and Charlie in Paris sharing identical matching ice creams all by themselves, no one else in the picture. There's this big blowout at dinner with Imogen and Ben. Her calling Ben out, almost basically saying you and Charlie have some kind of thing going on, like romantically, like a relationship, because Ben went so much further as to say, what are you trying to say? When somebody says, what are you trying to say? Now, if somebody wasn't thinking that, they're immediately going to think, wait a second, what is she trying to say? Is she saying that Ben and Charlie have a thing going on? Like, is Ben gay or bisexual? And he is. But Imogen kind of is realizing it at this point and pretty much knows. She flat out said to Charlie, did something go on with you and Ben? And instead of immediately going, what? No, he goes, and looks to the right or the left or whatever he did. It doesn't matter. When you don't answer, it's just as good as saying, yes, me and Ben had some kind of thing going on. And she already pretty much knew it. She could see Ben is staring at him constantly. There is some sort of thing going on with them for a while now, since season 1, beginning episode 1 of season 1. We've been dealing with Ben, and Imogen's been around since then, so she knows. She's not an idiot. That's how she knew something was up with Nick and Charlie. So she is very perceptive. I've said this many times. I don't even know why she didn't know it before she even went with Ben, and how she even thought Ben would be a decent guy, because Ben looks like just a shit, smug moron. I hate him. But he gets called out so horribly in front of everyone at dinner. I said it during the episode several times. If it was anybody else, I would have been like, Imogen, don't call people like that out in front of an entire class on vacation. They're in Paris, they're overseas, they're like away from everything, and that's how you do it. But because it's Ben, I love it. And Charlie said the same thing. If it was anything else, I would have been like, but it's Ben, we love it. Ben might do something bad now, though, because I said the only thing holding Ben back from outing Nick is that he doesn't want to be outed. But now he might feel like everyone already has thoughts about me, and people might start talking behind his back, and now he might just not care. He might just like be hostile and call Nick out, and Nick is going to have to come clean, because we are halfway through the season now and everybody's got to be thinking things. If anything, though, that kind of took the heat off Nick as far as anybody thinking anything, but then he just put it back on himself by taking a picture. Now everything's going to come out based on what just happened at the end with the hickey. Darcy was back in. I don't know what happened with her in the bonfire, but her and Tara seem to be doing nice. But Tara's saying Darcy's got like some kind of mysterious secret life where she doesn't talk about anything. Tara's jealous of the fact that Nick and Charlie at least talk about things and have a very close relationship, even though it's secretive to 99% of the world. The only ones that really know are the parents and the core group of friends, which are like our solid 9 now, because now you throw James into the mix. We also have Mr. Ajay and Mr. Farouk looking like they've got something possibly on the horizon, because Mr. Ajay definitely is giving him eyes. And I don't know, Farouk is very mysterious himself, but he is stressed. Maybe that's why. Maybe he's pent up because he's hiding some things too, because I don't know what his deal is, honestly. But beyond all that, I'm going to go edit this up. You guys let me know what you think. This was the second longest episode of the season, longest being the finale, and this was the mid-season point. So you guys want to see more of what I do? In the description of every video is a link for Patreon. You'll see full unedited versions of every episode of Heartstopper Season 1 and 2. Done in full if you're seeing this on YouTube. Peaky Blinders, Doctor Who, Person of Interest, Adventure Time, My Little Pony, Legend of Korra, The New Justified, and Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Check in the description. Hundreds of movies and shows, full unedited. If not, comments down below. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.